right. Hello, everybody. I'm here today on the Blue Ridge Parkway, and we're going to have class from the Visitor Center of Blue Ridge Parkway. So it should be pretty fun. So today we are going to do a 3-round, 9-exercise routine. Each exercise will be 1 minute. As usual, if you've been to class before, and we'll have 1 minute break in between each of the groups of 9. So again, I'm Coach Steve, and I'll be leading you through. We're going to do a little warm up to begin with and a little stretch at the end. So go ahead and get your feet about shoulder width apart, and let's just go turn side to side. Going to warm up our shoulders and our spine. Get your ankles involved too. Warm up the ankles. Nice and easy. Following along the last few months. Bird noises will be a little different today, or a different habitat. All right, let's go ahead and squat down and reach it up. Remember, we're just warming up, so get as low as you can on the squat, but don't force it. It's because we're just warming up at this point. All right, let's roll out our shoulders. Expand the chest when you roll your shoulders back. Expand your upper back when you roll them forward. Let's really get a good stretch in there. Dynamic stretch. All right, let's put our hands together. Let's go ahead and do some chops. So bring it way up, chop it down. So as we finish the warm up here, if you need to pause, go ahead and pause. Grab yourself a mat if you need one, or if you want one, some water, maybe some hand weights if you'd like. Be fine. Let's go ahead and switch. All right, let's come back to center. Let's warm up our hips a little bit. So if you need to hold on to something, go ahead and do that. Knee up, out and around. Knee up, out and around. Nice and intentional. All right. All right, so let's get ready to jump into our exercises. I'll give you all different types of alternatives for the exercises for today. I will describe some of those regressions and show you some of those progressions as we go. So we're going to do lateral apes first. So if you're unable to get onto the ground, hold onto a chair, move your legs side to side like that. Okay, kind of bend over a little bit. If you're able to get to the ground, put your palms on the ground. We're going to shift them over to one side and hop our legs over. Hop. All right, ready? And go. Forget to start your watch. Here we go. So kind of tilt your hips forward over your hands as your legs come up. Scoot it over to the side. Oh, nice. If you got more room than I do, you can go all the way right, left as much as you need to. Good job. 10 more seconds. And rest. Okay, the next exercise we're going to do are leg extensions. So you can do this by sitting on a chair and just pulling your legs in and out. I'm going to go ahead and get down on the ground, put my hands underneath my hips, legs in, stretch them out. Lower you go, the harder it is. The longer you hold them out fully extended, the harder it's going to be. So we're putting our hands here underneath to tip our lower back into the ground. Good job. Keep it up. Almost there. And rest. All right, let's go ahead and stand up. Next, we're going to do sumo squats. So how sumo squats are a little bit different is that you're going to try to get your feet going out to the side as best you can. And then you're going to track your knees over your wherever your feet are. Okay, so get as low as you can. Your mobility is going to kind of dictate how far down you can go into these squats. If you're unable to do this, just go ahead and do a regular squat. If you really need to regress it, work on getting up and down out of a chair. That is going to provide you with that leg strength that you'll need to get up and down from a sitting position. All right, 20 seconds. And rest. All right, next we're going to do plank hip dips. So you can do this plank off of a chair and do the same exact thing. But for a plank hip dip, we're going to be in this plank position. You're going to dip your hips down, bring it up, dip it down, and bring it up. So we're shifting our body weight right and left, but maintaining that plank position. So keep that nice straight line between your shoulders, hips, and ankles. Tough one. If you need to do this off of a chair, so you can not have as much force on your shoulders and your elbows and your ankles, go ahead and do that. And rest. Okay. Whew. All right. So our fifth exercise is usually like a fighter boxing type move. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a little lower here. We're going to punch forward, and this move is a reverse elbow. So from here, pretend like there's somebody behind you, and you're elbowing them right into the chest. Okay, so bam, So really bring that back and snap it fast. The snappier you are at this, the more muscular engagement you're going to have. 15 seconds. And rest. All right, next we're going to do crab dips. But again, if you need to make it a little bit easier, go ahead and do these dips off of a chair instead of off the ground. So from crab position, elbows are going back and coming up. Back and up. Keep it nice and smooth. Elbows back behind you and bring it up. And again, if this is too much for your shoulders, too much weight for your shoulders to bear, go ahead and do it elevated where you're doing that off of a chair. Good job. Keep it up. Some guys running around here, just giving him a little encouragement. All right. So our next exercise is up and down dog. So from this position, a pike position, bring it down to an up dog, keep it down. So nice and smooth, working your body control on this one. Right, nice and easy. 25 seconds. All right, we're doing a lot of stuff on the ground today. So for this next one, we're gonna call these plank thigh taps. Okay, so you can do this from an elevated plank position, or you can do it on your knees, or you can do it in a full plank position. So we're gonna get into that plank position. Get your legs a little bit wider. And then we're keeping that nice plank position, bringing our hand up, tap our thigh, bring it back down. All right, we really need to concentrate on keeping that core stiff, having very little movement in our body, and very slightly shifting that body weight as we lift the hand up to tap our thighs. Keep it nice and controlled and smooth. And rest. All right. All right, for our last exercise in this round, we're going to do get-ups. So we're going to get down all the way, flat on the ground, stand it all the way back up. So this is a ground to standing movement. So bring it all the way down, flat, then bring it all the way up. So in life, and if you're doing a Spartan race, there'll be times when you're going to be on the ground or, forcibly or unforcibly, and you're going to have to get up. So being able to do this for a whole minute train your body to use those muscles to get you all the way up. All right, one more. All right, that's the end of round number one. So go ahead and grab yourself a drink. Get ready for the second round. Work on your breathing. If you're outside, enjoy the sunlight if you have some, or the snow, depending on where you are. Appreciate you guys coming today. And we have 30 seconds, so go ahead and work on that deep breathing. We're going to lateral apes first. Let's go ahead and get into the ape position. Let's start right now. Go. Side to side. And again, if you have more room, go ahead and swing it all the way as far as you can, right and left. Make it a little creative for yourself. You can do hop around the room in this ape position. All right, 15 seconds. Breath. All right, we got leg extensions next. So we're either on your back on the ground, hands underneath your tailbone to tip your lower back down, or you're on a chair, extending those legs. Okay, ready and go. Fire. Lower you go, the harder it's going to be. Maybe 10 seconds. All right. And rest. All right, we're back up. All right, for this next exercise, we are doing the sumo squats. So we're turning our feet out to the side, squatting down. You should be able to get a little bit lower than you did last time. Squat it down and bring it up. You should feel how that hits you a little bit differently than a regular old squat. All right, 25 seconds. And rest. All right, Next, we're on for plank hip dips. Again, you can do those elevated off of a heavy piece of furniture, or you can even, it's harder to do on a knee plank. All right, so from this plank position, dip the hip down, bring it back up, down, bring it up. All right, 30 seconds. This is a tough one. Really works that spinal mobility. And rest. Whew. All right, back up to our feet. All right, we're doing the forward punch with the reverse elbow to the solar plexus. So start in this extended position and switch it. And you can go as fast or as slow as you need to go, but try to make the movements nice and crisp. The more crisp your movements, the more muscles you're going to get engaged. Right, 15 seconds. And rest. All right, next we're doing our crab dips. So you can get down in crab position, or you can get into a crab type position off of a chair and dip down that way as well. So I don't have a chair here to show you today, so I need to do crab dips. Right, you got this. Keep it up. Good job. Take a break if you need it. 25 seconds to go. And rest. All right, nice work. Next, we're going to do up and down dog. So we're going to flip it over, get into pike position, come down to this up dog position, and down dog. Easy. All right, 15 seconds. You got this. All right. This is a heavy core routine today. Next, we're going to do those plank thigh taps. So again, controlling that core on these planks is the most important thing for this one. So get into that plank position. Spread your legs out a little bit more. Tap your thigh. Bring your hand back up. Try to maintain that plank position the whole time. And all right, our last exercise in the second round is our get ups. So we're getting on the ground all the way back up. Even if you're not able to get on the ground, ready and go. If you're not able to get on the ground, it is important to at least try to go down to your knees and get back up. All right. Any amount of movement that you can do to get down and get back up, because you never know when you're going to be on the ground. All right. Keep it rolling. We got 40 more seconds. All right. 15 seconds. All right. And rest. All right. Grab yourself a drink. Work on your breathing. Kind of lower your heart rate a little bit. Get ready for the third round. Gonna do this. Two down, 2 rounds down, 1 to go. And then some of you like to keep moving, so go ahead and move if you need to move. Don't forget, we got lateral leaves first. In 25 seconds. You got this. Love the animal movements just because it works so many joints at one time. You know, all of our animal movements that we do. Should do a whole animal movement show one day. Let me do that in the near future. All right, let's get ready for those lateral leaps. Third round, and go. Good job, keep it up. And again, you can go further laterally if you have the space for it. I'm trying to stay in camera, so I'm not going too far to the right or left. But if you have enough room, you can go 10 strides right, 10 strides left. Awesome. Keep it up. All right, excellent. We got leg extensions next. So like I said, this is a really core heavy routine here today. All right. So lay back, hands under your tailbone to tip that lower back into the ground. Stretch it out, bring it back. Tough on my hands. Sidewalk I'm on is a little unforgiving. And rest. Whew. That's a good one. All right, we're off to sumo squats next. Last set of sumo squats. And your challenge for today is take one of these exercises and go. Take one of these exercises, use it throughout the day, or a couple of these exercises, use them throughout the day. You know, you do lateral apes to the bathroom one time today if you're at home in a safe place. Or if you're sitting at a desk, go ahead and do, 10, 20, 50 sumo squats in between meetings or, after your work block. It's a good time to do that. All right, 20 seconds. You got this. Don't forget to smile at yourself. You can put a little pop in your step when you get to the top if you want. And rest. All right, we're on to plank hip dips next. So again, the most important thing, keep your legs spread out a little bit. Shift that body weight right and left to keep that good plank position. Ready? And go. Somebody here doing sprints around the parking lot, encouraging me to do some sprints today. Love it. Second. And rest. All right, back up to your feet. Next we got punch with an elbow to the gut. Don't forget, we want to be snappy at this. So really snap those arms quickly to get the most muscular work out of yourself. All right, ready? And go. Twenty seconds. And rest. Awesome. Winding it down. Let's do some crab dips next. All right. Remember when you're doing dips that the elbow should go back behind you. Ready? And go. All right. Good job. Keep it nice and smooth. seconds. And rest. All right, flipping over to do up and down dog. Again, you can do these off a chair as well, except to be a little more creative on your movement. All right, let's flip it over, get in the pike position. Yeah. All right. All right, we're winding it down. So next we got the plank thigh taps. Again, keep your stance wide. Keep the plank nice and stiff. And we're tapping our thighs as we lift our hands up. All right, here we go. That plank nice and straight. Try not to open up the hips. From level. Seconds. Whew. That's a couple. All right, we're doing get ups next, then we'll stretch it out. All right, ready? Go. Keep it up. All right, we did it. Grab yourself your a drink if you need it. I'm gonna stretch it out a little bit. Take some nice deep breaths. All right, let's interlock those fingers, stretch it all the way up. Get a nice wide base of your legs. Really stretch and push through your hands all the way up. All right, let's lean it over to one side. switch over to the other. All right, let's roll out our hips. Nice giant circles for these. All right, switch directions. All right, let's roll out our shoulders a little bit. Believe it or not, we did a lot of shoulder work today. Lots of plank positions where you had to hold yourself up. Those crab dips are kind of strenuous on your shoulders too, so let's roll these out a little bit. All right, switch directions. Roll our head from side to side. All right, let's just do a lateral lunge. Just stretch out the leg. All right, bring it up. Let's go down the other side. All right, thank you so much for coming, everybody. You can click the button down at the bottom or the follow button at the bottom so you can get this content whenever it comes out next. And I appreciate you coming. You can find me at wellnesswarrior.coach. Great day. See you soon.